Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. Please. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vrajana Singana Yamuna Kiravana Chari. Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Vrajana Singana Yamuna Kiravana Chari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री सुदर्शन चक्र की, श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, श्री गौर निताय की, लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा स्वामी प्रहलाद महाराज की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्री वेंकटेश्वर स्वामी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं राधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद गदाधार शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुकुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपः तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षः सहभ्याभ्यान्तरं शुचिः। श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु। Hare Krishna. We'll read one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam class. I asked Prabhuji what verse is going on. He said, you just choose any verse. So practically, I thought about this was today morning. So we'll try to recite this from Canto 1, chapter 5, verse number 19. It's a conversation, Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Navai jato kathanchana vrajen Mukunda sevi anyavad anga samshritim Smaran mukundangi upagohanam punar Vihatum ichena rasagraho jana. Any Prabhuji wants to repeat? Or Mataji?
Navai jano jatu katanchana vraje Mukunda sevyanyavadanga samsmritim Smaran mukundangri upagohanam punah Vihatumichena rasagraho janaha. Mataji?
Navai jano jatu katanchana vraje Mukunda sevyanyavadanga samsritim Smaran mukundan rupaguhanam punah Vihatumichena rasagraho janaha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Please repeat the translation after me. My dear Vyasa, even though a devotee of Lord Krishna sometimes falls down, somehow or other, he certainly does not undergo material existence like others, fruitive workers, etc. Because a person who has once relished the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord can do nothing but remember that ecstasy again and again. Did you all like this verse? It's one of my favorite verses because I keep falling again and again. Right. Anyway, purport. It's a beautiful purport. Let's meditate on this. A devotee of the Lord automatically becomes uninterested in the enchantment of material existence because he is rasagraha, or one who has tasted the sweetness of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. There are certainly many instances where devotees of the Lord have fallen down due to uncongenial association, just like fruitive workers who are always prone to degradation. But even though he falls down, a devotee is never to be considered the same as a fallen karmi. A karmi suffers the result of his own fruitive reactions, whereas a devotee is reformed by chastisement directed by the Lord himself. I'll repeat this again. A devotee is reformed by the chastisement directed by the Lord himself. Prabhupada is giving all mercy in this purport, one of my favorite purports. The sufferings of an orphan and the sufferings of a beloved child of a king are not one and the same. An orphan is really poor because he has no one to take care of him. But a beloved son of a rich man, although he appears to be on the same level as the orphan, is always under the vigilance of his capable father. A devotee of the Lord, due to wrong association, sometimes imitates the fruitive workers. The fruitive workers want to lord it over the material world. Similarly, a neophyte devotee foolishly thinks of accumulating some material power in exchange for devotional service. Such foolish devotees are sometimes put into difficulty by the Lord himself. As a special favor, he can remove all material paraphernalia. But by such action, the bewildered devotee is forsaken by all friends and relatives. And so he comes to his senses again by the mercy of the Lord and is set right to execute his devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is also said that such fallen devotees are given a chance to take birth in a family of highly qualified Brahmanas or in a rich mercantile family. A devotee in such a position is not as fortunate as one who is chastised by the Lord and put into a position seemingly of helplessness. The devotee who becomes helpless by the will of the Lord is more fortunate than those who are born in good families. The fallen devotees born in a good family may forget the lotus feet of the Lord because they are less fortunate. But the devotee who is put into a forlorn condition is more fortunate because he swiftly returns to the lotus feet of the Lord, thinking himself helpless all around. Pure devotional service is so spiritually relishable that a devotee becomes automatically uninterested in material enjoyment. That is a sign of perfection in progressive devotional service. A pure devotee continuously remembers the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna and does not forget him even for a moment, not even in exchange for all the opulence of the three worlds. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hari Bol. So Prabhupada has given the lecture. If any questions are there, we can take. What is there to discuss anything more, right? Prabhupada is so beautifully explaining. That shows the mercy of an Acharya. And when I was reading this verse, I was hearing, I think, lecture of Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. I'm not remembering, one senior devotee, and he was referring to this verse. When I read the purport, it said, that when we are going through some testing times, most fortunate, right? When we are not going through the testing times, we fall down, we go down in our devotional life, we have to take another birth again. As per Bhagavad Gita, we'll take birth in some Brahmana's family, Vaishnava's family. That is also risky, Prabhupada is saying. That you may or may not come. But better is Krishna, do whatever you want to do. Squeeze me, whichever you want. But finish it. Finish the business in this life. I'm ready for it. Right? It's very difficult to say so. But if we are truly sincere in our prayers, he will execute. Jagannath will execute. I'm truly humbled to be here. His Grace Madhav Gopinath Prabhu, Her Grace Tulsi Mataji, they are like my Siksha Gurus, I consider them, because they are practicing devotional life at the highest standard, and I'm an imitation devotee. I try to imitate other devotees and try to look. I'm not trying to say this in front of Jagannath, I can't lie. He'll laugh more if I lie now. That is the truth, but I'm here to serve Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. I don't know how else to, and especially speaking Bhagavatam in front of Prabhuji, who has created Purana Tilakam. It's a dictionary and encyclopedia and reference point to everything related to Srimad Bhagavatam. It's such a humbling thing to even open Bhagavatam in front of Prabhuji and read something, but it's for my own learning and purification. As I read such verses, and there are many such verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. Narad Muni instructed Veda Vyas to write Bhagavatam, and Prabhuji took it as an inspiration to create Purana Tilakam. Just an extension of ecstasy, right, of Veda Vyas. Right? It's such a great contribution to the whole world. When we do anything related to Srimad Bhagavatam, anything related to Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest contribution to the world. Because God himself has declared there is nothing higher than Bhagavatam, right? And then you're doing something in service to it. What more can you do? And how much it is going to benefit the society. And Srila Prabhupada himself took Bhagavatam with him as the only greatest scripture, that from his heart, he felt Bhagavatam is taking me and I'm going to give Bhagavatam. And he sold Bhagavatam sets to people who don't know anything about Krishna. That is even more bewildering, right? Now we are in such a good situation. ISKCON is known to so many people. Hare Krishna is a known word in every house. We going and asking them to take Bhagavatam. Sometimes it becomes easy, comparatively, because of the great austerity taken by Srila Prabhupada. So here it is being told in the purport that a devotee has to be very vigilant and he has to be pure in his intentions. Then Krishna will do the needful. All of us are trying to do many services, which is amazing. And this service is also provided by Acharyas. Otherwise, we don't even know what to serve, right? Before coming to Krishna consciousness, I didn't know anything about what to do after going to temple. After coming to ISKCON, I know that I have to lift my hands. At least that much I learned. I have to lift my hands, fold my hands, pray, repeat the prayers. Right? The only thing I knew is tongue, that ghanta, go and beat that and feel nice that I am beating it, or beat it loudly so that everybody can hear. Some sort of a game, like a small children's game. For me, temple was only that much. But now, temple means coming and taking darshan, truly a darshan, seeing the Supreme Lord's beauty, seeing every Namah Pankajanabhaya, Namah Pankajamalini, Namah Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangre. Everything is so beautiful in the deity. Once I went to Mayapur for a yatra, and especially when I go to Mayapur, my most biggest focus is on Panchatattva, because they are saving us, they have given the mantra, they have given the process. So a lot of emotions are involved when I go to Mayapur. So all of us, when we go to Mayapur. So I went in front of Mahaprabhu and I was thinking, I'm not getting any emotions. I'm just looking at you, but I'm not getting any emotions. I had better emotions in Hyderabad. But coming in front of you, I'm not feeling any connection. What is going on? Krishna, did I do any aparad? What am I supposed to do? I'm not feeling that prayerfulness also. Did I do anything wrong? Please forgive me. Like that, some thoughts were coming in the mind. And then I took darshan, Radha Madhav, Lakshmi Narsimhadev, Prahlad Narsimha, and then I went outside. Then I was thinking, I came to Mayapur, looks like Krishna doesn't want me to come here. All those thoughts were coming. So then I went for breakfast. In Yatra, the breakfast happens around 7:30 like that. So I went for the breakfast, then I was honoring breakfast. At that time I saw Dwarkadish Prabhu. You all know Dwarkadish Prabhu? Some of you know, yeah. So he was sitting somewhere far away and he was having breakfast. He looked at me, he said, Hari Bol. I said, Prabhu, you recognize me. Let me go. So can I have breakfast with you? I said, please have. Then I asked him a question. Can I ask you a question? He said, yes. I asked him, Prabhu, I'm not feeling any emotions when I come in front of God. I came here with a lot of expectations. Something will happen, transformation will happen. I came in front of deities. I'm not feeling anything. Kya karum, Prabhu? What should I do? Prabhuji looked at me and he said, Prabhu, when you're taking darshan, just take darshan. Appreciate the God's beauty. Stop your speculation. Stop your emotional, demands. Just go there. Look at Radha Krishna. Look at Panchatattva. Look at their hands. Look at their fingers. Look at their jewels. Look at their, feet. Look at their, dress. Look at their garlands. Look at their smile. Look at their eyes. Look at their glance. Look at them. You have come here to look at them. That image that you are going to capture while you look at them, you will remember at the time of your death. You only have to look at them. Forget about emotions. Don't try to, imitate, what is that? Ashtavikara, like, as if you have it in that, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath, he fainted. When will I faint? That will not happen. Just go and look at them. That motivated me a lot, right? And then instead of going on the bus to some place that take us, I ran back to the temple. And this time I went in front of Radha Madhav. I stood there and I was looking at them. I was looking at each and every detail. For the first time, I was actually looking at the deities. Many times, I'm looking, but I'm not looking. These eyes are given for what? Like Ambarish Maharaj, he uses every limb to serve the Lord. Eyes are to take darshan of the Lord. I've never taken the darshan. Let me take the darshan, right? So I was looking at detail of, that time it was around 7:45, something like that. I was looking at, just then Darshanarti got over, and I was looking at, and the Bhagavatam class was starting behind me. But then I told to myself that I'm coming here to look at God. So I'm not going to look back at Bhagavatam class also. So I was standing and I was taking darshan. Half an hour I was standing. And every Sakhi, Ashta Sakhi, I was looking one by one, praying that, please give me devotion, please give me some strength to hold on to my devotion. Like that I was asking. And then the class started behind. I knew it was Vrajvihari Prabhu, one of my great favorite speakers, Vrajvihari Prabhu. And he was giving Bhagavatam class. Somehow he landed in Mayapur. came for the yatra maybe, and he was given the service to give class, and he started giving class. I was partly hearing the class, but I was looking at the deities. People might be looking at me and thinking, how arrogant fellow this is, Everybody is sitting and hearing the class. This fellow is standing and looking at the deities, pointing his back to the devotees. But then I felt, I don't know when I'll come back to Mayapur, let me just look at the deities. To fullest of my satisfaction. This is my last darshan, if it so be. So I was meditating, I was looking and looking and looking. Finally the class got over. It was a short class. And then there was one question in my heart that I was asking many people. I was getting answers, but it was not convincing. How many have such felt like that anytime? You're hearing the answer, but somehow that answer is not hitting your heart. It's like, okay, it's nice, it's convincing to a certain extent, but it is not, it is not completely fulfilling the prayer, the need of the heart. I'll not tell what that question was, because if I tell that question, then class will go on for 2 hours, because that was a very painful question for me. It was a question dealing with fear in emotion of fear, in spite of we practicing bhakti. So I was thinking, many devotees gave answer. I was looking at Krishna. I was not turning back. And then and Prabhuji finished the class with Rajwari Prabhu and said, any questions? Like that Prabhuji. And somebody, raised the hand. I don't know who is asking. And he asked the same question, exactly, even better way than I can articulate. Same exact question he asked. Then I said, Krishna, I'm taking your darshan. Looks like you want to answer question. Because there can be thousands of questions. Why would he ask the same question? Exactly I want to ask. Right? Then I was looking at, then I said, should I turn back and look at Prabhuji answering? Or should I think that Krishna is answering? So I was looking at Krishna's lips. Krishna, Arjuna looked at you when you were answering his questions. Now I am looking at you. You answered that question. I want to hear that question. Though the voice is coming from Rajwari Prabhu, through him again you only are answering, but I want to hear from you. So then Prabhuji answered. The way he answered, the sequence of consciousness that he raised through his answer, epitome. It could not have been a better answer. The answer that I never got convinced, or rather was not fully convinced, that day I got convinced. And I felt this is darshan of God. Right? This is, because when you go and truly stand and take darshan of God, He is going to answer all your questions eventually. And He will take care of us. Does it mean after that day I did not have any problems? I had more problems. But I am confident that, that we are in good association of devotees. And we are in good association of devotees, and answers will come eventually. And He Himself will answer through devotees. And even though Prabhupada is saying that God will put us in a very helpless situation, but Prabhupada also said many times that in that helplessness, the greatest help is devotees. So God is putting us in a helpless situation, and God is also sending the devotees. So He is balancing the balance sheet. There is a debit, there is a credit. Right? He'll make sure that we will cross all the difficulties of this life with a big smile, with a lot of happiness. A lot of anxieties will come and go, a lot of fears will come and go, but He will take care. Right? Provided we are with devotees. The devotees who are not surrounded by devotees are the most unfortunate devotees. Right? And devotees who are always looking for some sort of an association with devotees are the most fortunate devotees. Most fortunate. Most unfortunate are who? Not materialistic people. Devotees who don't take association of devotees. Right? They are the most unfortunate. Because in spite of having devotees around us, we are taking, we are not looking at them. See, when we spend time with senior devotees, like Prabhuji, so many things, we learn. Right? I like to spend time with senior devotees. So I was once sitting with His Grace Balgovind Prabhu. He's one other Diggaj devotee on the western side, who is taking care of me and my family. So I was discussing with him, how do we know that we are making progress in devotion? How do we know? Then he explained, of course, there is a verse in Bhagavatam also. Bhaktir paraisha anubhavo viraktir anyatra chaisha trika eka kala prapatyamanasya yata ashnatasho tushti pushti kshudapayo anulasha. That when you practice bhakti, you can experience material detachment also, nourishment of heart also, and association, of the Supreme Lord. Everything comes simultaneously. It's not like anything comes, one doesn't come. And just like when we are having food, when we are having prashadam, tushti, pushti, kshudapayo anugasha. Our nourishment comes, hunger also goes, and you also become healthy, something like that. I forgot the last. So, while this is told in Bhagavatam, I was asking Prabhuji, how do we know practically that we are actually making progress in bhakti? Actually making progress in bhakti. Prabhuji told in a beautiful way. He said, Prabhu, okay, let me tell in the way he told by asking you all a question. Is that okay? Okay. So, what is your favorite service? Anybody can lift your hand and tell what is your favorite service? You all like service, right? Yes. Prabhuji. Reading Bhagavatam, Hari Bol. Yes, reading Bhagavatam. And what other service? Yes, Prabhu. DT services, Hare Krishna, Vigraha Aradhana. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Book distribution, Hari Bol. All Diggans are here. Yes. Doing Kirtan. Yes, doing Kirtan. Yes, Prabhu. Rath Yatra services Vaishnavas. Hari Bol. We are already starting to prepare for this year's Rath Yatra. Hare Krishna. Yes, anybody? Any Mataji's? Any service? Most favorite to you? No? Okay. So, basically the point is, we all like some service. And when we are doing that service, we are totally conscious of Krishna. Right? When we are cooking, we are thinking about Krishna. When we are doing Kirtan, we are thinking about Krishna. When we are chanting, supposed to think about Krishna. Right? When we are reading Bhagavatam, we are reading the words of Krishna. Right? But after doing all these services, 10 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, then we go back to our bed. Then we relax. What a day ahead. Then you pick up your mobile. Then what you see shows whether you are in bhakti or not. When you are relaxed, is Krishna with you? Not when you are in service. During service anyway is there with you. There is no discussion on that. But when you relax, do you go to Republic TV? Or do you go to, Mayapur TV? Or do you go to, some Prajalpa or some thing that is unrelated? Cricket match? Netflix? What is it that you are going to relax? If you are going to relax with something that is not related to Krishna, means still Krishna is here. He is not here. Right? If he is here, you will relax with Krishna only, right? In Vrindavan, Goloka, everybody relaxes with Krishna. For them, relaxation is Krishna. For them, there is nothing else. They don't treat anything like service. For them, everything is Krishna. So don't be disappointed when you heard this answer, because I was very disappointed. I said, Prabhu, why did you tell like this? He said, don't worry. Keep serving Krishna. Slowly, he has already taken over at least 8 hours out of our 24 hours. Slowly, he'll take 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. In that last 2 hours of relaxation also, 24. He'll take it. So just be in the association and continue to do what you're doing. Be in association, most important. Continue to do what you're doing, and he'll make sure that pure devotion will come into it. It's his responsibility. It's his plan. He will do it. And he's already doing it. He's obviously doing it. In this community, 20 years ago, what was there? Yeah, temple might have been there. Yes, Balaji is waiting. But Balaji's wait got over when devotees came here. Huh? Temple was also not there, Hare Krishna. Right? And then Prabhuji relocated here. He blossomed, Prabhuji and Mataji, and this beautiful flowers, beautiful flowers. You all are like beautiful flowers. You all manifested in front of Balaji and a garland got formulated. And then you all are offering that to Balaji in the morning. It was such a beautiful sight. You taking Prabhupada all the way to Lord Balaji. It's like Prabhupada going to Tirupati every day or every Saturday, Sunday, right? So it's so beautiful, right? All this is happening due to the initiative taken by a devotee. Prabhuji and Matajis, there are so many people, everybody for that matter in material world, they're only thinking about themselves. That is the nature, right? We have come here to enjoy. We are only thinking about ourselves, then somebody else. But only devotees are those people who are not thinking about themselves, they are only thinking about others. They are only thinking about others. Ninth canto of Bhagavatam, when Ranti Dev, you all know the pastime of Ranti Dev, when he keeps giving away everything, including his last glass of water that can keep him alive. Sukadeva Goswami glorifies Ranti Dev. Says, Na kamye aham gatim ishwarat param ashtariddhi yuktaha apunar bhavamba arthim prapadye akila deha bhajam antastita yena bhavanti adukhaha. He explains the mood of Ranti Dev, which is exactly the mood of Srila Prabhupada and which is exactly the mood of all devotees. He says, Antastita yena bhavanti adukha. Even at the time of death, what are they thinking? How can I make people adukha? How can I make sure that nobody is in dukkha? This is dukkhalaya and devotee is working to make it adukha. Working against the design of God. Because that is the mercy of the devotees, right? And Ashtariddhi, he doesn't want any siddhis, Ashtasiddhis or anything. He doesn't want any power, any name, any fame. Right? It's a beautiful verse. It explains the mood of a devotee. And at the end, Antastita yena bhavanti adukha. I just want to make sure that nobody is in any misery. I was fortunate, 2025 is a very important and nice year for me because I spent 10 days with Prabhuji in GV. I was his roommate. Rather, Prabhuji allowed me to be his roommate. So being a roommate is not easy, because you get exposed. There's nothing left, right? So 10 days he was with me and I was trying to witness Prabhuji's mood and his activities, what he is doing. I don't know how many stayed with Prabhuji for 10 days, here. Obviously, Mataji, you know better. But, I was with Prabhuji for 10 days, right? Now also when I went to Mayapur, 2 days I was with him. One thing I observed is, he's all the time planning. All the time is planning. Planning for what? For you all. All the time. You have to be crazy to be like that, right? You'll get up in the morning, Prabhuji, we'll do this. Prabhuji, we'll do that. And one thing that I observed is adukha. He wants to make everybody happy. And the reason he called me today is also his plan only. That he wants to make some more people, remove the misery out of some more people. Let's do something extraordinary. Prabhujis and Matajis, we recognize, Indaro Mahanubhavalu, we say that, right? After they leave the body. But when we are fortunate, we recognize them when they are among us. Right? So I am here humbly submitting my Dandavat Pranam to Prabhuji, recognizing that, I am in his presence and in this part of the Hyderabad, where such wonderful service is happening, not only at one place, every place around here. And that mood that Prabhuji is bringing here, inviting wonderful sannyasis, senior devotees on a timely basis, structuring all the classes, structuring all the sevas. All we have to do is take advantage of this. So even Mataji, she does so many classes, one after the other. There's so many devotees who hear her classes. Together, they're exemplifyingly putting an example. And it's very easy to find, because our mind is like that, we easily can find faults or shortcomings in those things. Very easy. But to do what they're doing, and to continue what they have started, and to achieve what they wanted, is very difficult. Very difficult. And we can take one step and try to do that. And ISKCON is a wonderful institution, not only because there are big temples, not only because Kirtan is ecstatic, not only because Prasadam is amazing, because the devotees are exemplifying. Right? In ISKCON I have seen wonderful devotees, unbelievable devotees. And that is what keeps me motivated. Whenever I go, I want to inquire about a devotee. Every temple has a big sacrifice behind it. Every temple, every project has a big sacrifice behind it. Somebody has sacrificed his life. You really want to appreciate the temple, you should know who has done it. There are more than 3,000 centers and temples in entire India. Nothing has come up without a big sacrifice, right? And your appreciation for devotees will go when you go to that place, not ask, kitna crore laga banane mein, you know, or how many people come here. Bhagavatam class, how many people come here. That and all is, materialistic way of looking at things. Try to find out who sacrificed his life to bring this here. Right? When you understand that, then Bhagavatam will enter into your heart. Because Bhagavatam is all about sacrifice. Every king, every devotee is sacrificing one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. Generations of sacrifice. If you read the 9th canto, Maharaj Nimi, in that chapter, Prabhupada is, Sukadeva Goswami is just telling like 20 verses in 13th chapter, where he's only telling names of kings. His son's name is this, his son's name is that, his son's name is that. He's just going name. What does it mean? All those names have got come into Bhagavatam because they have sacrificed their life for Krishna. Otherwise their name will not come. Some people skip those chapters, One devotee was telling me, oh, 9th canto was boring, Prabhu. Pura name directory. Let's go to 10th canto. I say that is more important than 10th canto because these names are not ordinary. Every single name that has come there, they might have lived for 20,000, 30,000 years. That's a Satya Yuga, Dwapara, Treta. And everybody has done something great. Otherwise, how will their name come here? Right? They have been part of a great lineage. You also are part of a great lineage. I am also part of a great lineage because we are associated with Srila Prabhupada. Right? And our name will also come somewhere in some planet. Right? Somewhere it will go. This Prabhu, Madhava Gopinath, it will go. And somebody will read that and say, oh, why, just skip now, just names. No, one person here has done everything. Right? So for this temple to manifest, every single thing, not only him, all the devotees who are assisting him, all the devotees who are making sure there is a vibrant place. As soon as we entered, my wife was telling, so nice. So nice, we are feeling a lot of spiritual energy inside. And that energy is nothing but the great blessings the place has received from great devotees who have come here. And of course, the intensity of prayers that is happening here. Whatever difficulties that are coming in those houses where you are living, he is making sure those difficulties are also coming and also getting removed. Because this purport says he gives those difficulties. Because he wants to claim us immediately. So he's planning for all of us, intensely planning for all of us. He is executing those plans also. Only thing we have to do is remain in between devotees and continue to take association, continue to increase our attraction for Bhagavatam, continue to chant. We should not do one activity. If we do that one activity, he will change his plans. What is that one activity? God is planning for us to take us back. But his plan he will change if we do that one activity. Change meaning he'll delay it. Vaishnava. Just don't do that one thing. Right? If you do that one thing, he'll take care of everything else. Even if you do that, he'll still take care. He'll delay, na? Again, you have to take birth, work in Infosys. Why you want to do all that? Finish. Finish the whole business. Just don't do Vaishnava Aparadh. And Vaishnava Aparadh means making sure by your actions no other devotee is getting demotivated in his devotional life. Simple as that. By your words, if you said something that will not motivate him to make progress, forget about bringing him down. It is not motivating him to make progress. That itself is Vaishnava Aparadh. So everything we say from our mouth should be to encourage the opposite person to take one more step in devotion. That is Vaishnava Seva. So that is immensely happening here, and I'm very grateful for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. It's 9 o'clock. Hare Krishna. So any questions, reflections? Prabhuji, you want to add anything? Please. If I spoke anything wrong, Mataji, please. Any devotees here? Hare Krishna. Prabhu, Hare Krishna. మీరు ఏమైనా చెప్పదలుచుకున్నా, ఏమైనా యాడ్ చేయదలుచుకున్నా? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful discussion. So this is regarding Shlokam. When Krishna is putting the difficulties or in that helpless situation and again getting back, is it, of course, Prabhupada wrote neophyte also is considered. Is it like at least the devotee should be on a Nishta level that Krishna himself takes responsibility? Or something like the gradation is in that level? Or something at least should be Bhava, that Krishna personally himself takes care of that and he oversees and again brings him back? Is it really something like that? Or is it like go chants Hare Krishna mantra? Is it like how do you take that term devotee or neophyte or Kanishta? What is that?
Who is a neophyte, who is junior or senior, even now I could not figure out. Being frank to you, suddenly somebody, shows ecstatic symptoms. He just came. Because, Prabhu, you should understand, this is a life-on-life process that we are going through, right? So what he has done in last life, you don't know.
No, this is not, I'm asking for others' perspective. For us to understand whether really Krishna is putting me in the difficulty or is it just my karma? Anyway, we'll kind of call out the name for the Lord as a process.
Yeah.
But for our understanding.
Difficulty, is it your karma? It's your karma you took birth. Right? That itself is the biggest difficulty we started with. Now on top of that, whatever comes in a devotee's life, it is explained Krishna orchestrates it. It doesn't just happen because he has done some karma. Krishna definitely has that additional approval signature, that comes to Krishna. All devotees, other people, they directly from Yamaraj they go, directly to them. But this voucher comes to Krishna. He signs it, he is my fellow, let me sign before he gets anything. Something like that happens, where he is approving and also observing and also planning how to help the devotee. Non-devotees, I don't like to use the word non-devotees, but people who are not yet chosen the devotional path in the purest way, there also Krishna is there. It's not like Krishna, but he is more partial here. No? There is a discussion in Bhagavatam that he is more partial towards devotees because he cares more. So if difficulties are coming, devotees we should understand, not that why you give me the difficulties. Our understanding should be I deserve. Like today's Prabhupada quote, if you see, is about that only. That when difficulties come, the people who accept that I deserved more than this, but Krishna have reduced this, they are rightfully claiming that back to Godhead. So it's difficult to say. It's easy to say, Prabhu, like I'm telling an answer. When difficulty comes, I'll call Prabhuji. Prabhuji, why, what did I do? And so Prabhuji will again tell that no problem. Hold on. It will subside. You'll understand. Eventually, the plan of God. So Prabhu, we should understand we are already in a deep problem because we took birth. What can be worse than this? Right? Already the worst thing has happened that we took birth. Now we are here. Now in this situation, why to complain? That difficult. They'll anyway come. Prabhupada was telling in one lecture, Krishna told this dukkha, what do you expect here? Dukkha only, right? Like Prabhupada is saying, dukkha only will come, right? But when we take shelter of Krishna, when we understand that we are part of him, when we understand that the dukkha is only related to our body and our current existence, when these realizations keep growing and growing, then we'll rise above these things. Is Krishna giving difficulties? Yes, he is giving difficulties. Why do we say no? Prabhupada is saying he gives special difficulties, he's saying, for devotees. But if you tell that in the first class, everybody will run away. Right? So that is why this is only discussed in Bhagavatam class. Right? So, but even if somebody is new here, understand the difficulties are anyway coming. At least now you have somebody to save you from those difficulties, whom we can go and pray. Power of prayers. Prabhuji can add, I don't know, I said something.
in general, if some other devotees having difficulty, it's very easy for us to see it and say that.
Then we tell philosophy.
Yes.
Full, which sloka I'll tell.
When we are undergoing the we again, we need to understand what is explained. We have that faith to see this Krishna's mercy and continue.
He wants that.
Mataji wants to say. No, don't ask me. Can I? Yes.
This astrologically good times, bad times. I've actually observed that many times when astrologically it is not good time. In fact, it is actually double dhamma. Always we both have bad time, both have good time. So it always happens that there is a certain pattern repeating. Then I feel, is it that so many years of devotional service we haven't changed, or we are not Krishna consciously reacting to the same situation? Like it is, if astrology is so much impacting us, then what have we been doing all these years? Are we really chanting properly? Is Krishna really there? Sometimes I get such weird doubts. How do we know?
I'll refer that question back to some senior devotee. If I don't know the answer, I don't know the answer. He knows the answer. So you can take darshan, he'll give the answer. See, in my young age, I was very scared of ghosts. Because I used to see Ramsey movies. All that ghost movies, horror movies. I used to see them a lot when I was a child. So sometimes when I'm alone in a room, I used to feel ghost is going to come now. Right? That door is going to move now. Or that something is going to happen. I don't know how many had such thoughts when you're alone in a room or anything like that. One day, I was at home and my parents told they'll come back, and they went to some function. I didn't go, and I was sitting in their house. They got delayed. They came at like 10:30 or something, and current went away. I was in the house alone, right? Current went away. Now all kinds of thoughts started coming. From the bedroom, somebody is coming. Somebody is in the kitchen. Somebody is in the hall. Somebody is this. Somebody is that. I was like, my God. It was like, I was starting to get, like sweat. Door was right there. To go to that door, I was thinking, somebody will come and kill me in between. The child, horror, right? Horror movies. All direction was happening in my mind, right? At that time, when it really became peak, like all reflections, all full, I was feeling the whole thing. It really went to a peak. Then what happened? Then I sat down and said, Rara, yen chesto if you are a ghost, come. What you will do? What worse you can do? Right? Already I am suffering. That time I was in school. I was saying, already I have homework to do. Right? What will you do worse than that homework? Come do whatever you want to do. దీన్ని తెలుగులో తెలంగాణలో బలి తెగేయటం అంటారు. వీడు బలి తెగించింది అంటారు. అంటే ఈజ్ రెడీ ఫర్ ఎనీథింగ్ నౌ, రైట్? సో when you are going through difficulties, when it is reaching to a peak, right? Then you can do what you want to do. What worse you can do? I'll die. Maximum that, right? Maximum will die. What else will happen? Do what you want to do. That is one way of looking at it. Just add a little bhakti into that. And say, Krishna, now you do whatever you want to do. Anyway, I'm in soup right now. Everything I planned has gone. For you also I planned, that also has gone. I don't know what you'll do. And that is a very relaxing point, bro. If you come to that conclusion, at that last conclusion, then you become very relieved. So what worse can happen? Right? Maximum, the worst thing that can happen is when the chanting bag goes away from us. Worst thing that can happen is when devotees go away from us. These are the only two things, chanting and devotees. If these two are remaining in spite of everything, nothing we have lost. I'll call you when I'm in difficulty, you remind me these two things. Yeah, astrologically a lot of things happen, yes, and it works. It's not like astrology doesn't work. They're all Vedas, Vedic science, stars, different masas, different effects, everything is happening. But worst thing has already happened, you have taken birth. Yeah, to manage your life, you can use astrology to prepare yourself for the problems, to prepare yourself. But if he wants, he can change the stars just like that, right? Jayadratha also thought, my astrology is very good today. Right? He just changed one star like that, bro. Krishna. He came out and said, hey, Haribol, I'm all set. Then he removed that star. What happened? Immediately was killed. Right? So when he is Sarva Sutradhari, he can change the stars anytime. We have to depend on him. But of course, we can ask him help. Arjuna asked him help. And he got the help. Arjuna told, I cannot surpass all these levels and go to Jayadratha today. I've tried my best. And then he did what he did. Right? So, even though we have astrology going against us or favorable to us, we should remember that if he wants, he can change anything. So, ultimately, we can put his recommendation or something like that. I don't know. Yes, Haribol, any reflection? What is Prabhu? No, this is not allowed. Prabhuji can't ask. You can share something, bro, please.
Thought.
Yeah.
So that when that time happens, and that time comes to devotees, sometimes in the back, we feel that is Krishna really there, or what is happening? Like even though we are in devotional service, somehow or other, for so many years, still when difficulties are going on, like we feel intimidated and we don't know actually what to do. Sometimes thoughts to come, but how do we act in that? It's not new to me because from childhood I have faced so many difficulties and still every day also, something or other comes up. But one thing is, as Prabhu said, we will not give up chanting and association. That is there. At the same time, how do we react to that? Difficult time was coming that time also, difficult time comes now also. But the reaction that we do, that's what matters. We should not react like a dummy, start crying or start complaining, start doing this thing. Even in that situation, how we can organize, we have to, and continue to pray to Krishna. So every day when I have something, I look at the direction of Lakshmi Swami. When there's a problem, I go sit in front. Don't say anything to anybody, just say sit in Archana. It will happen for almost an hour or Abhishekam. Chant, pray. Normally we get the answers. Can we ignore astrology? Yes or no. Depends on how advanced you are. In Prabhupada's life, he was Bhagavatam, but many times he was consulting, can we go into this direction today? Can we call Kaviraj? Kaviraj is the Ayurvedic doctor. Today whether he can call or not. So he was deliberating on some astrological aspects. So should we do? Yes. Actually, I'll tell you one thing. When we went to a new home, maybe I didn't tell most of you today, I'll reveal. When we did Griha Pravesh last year in August, because like I was not ready that whole day somehow to get inside the house, because something is stopping me. Then I thought first I will not go, let the cows come. After many years, like we got the cows, and by the time it's dusk, already we are getting delayed. But then I was not this thing. I asked the astrologer. He said, all is okay. We could have waited for one more day. But somehow like it's all fixed now, that this thing. But do one thing. Don't sleep tonight. He told, don't sleep tonight in the house. Mataji was sleeping at us. The program was over till late in the night. And she went to take rest in the next building, school building. And I thought some more hours I will chant and then it will be morning and then it's all right. I felt asleep. Yeah. Something very, very big tragedy happened. I woke up with a very bad mistake. I didn't even tell her till now. That some dogs came and they killed the cow.
Oh, Krishna.
This is very sad actually. So do we need to follow or not things? Yes, even though we are great devotees, we need to this thing. Then I felt really miserable. And it took days and days and days to set right everything, like, because we didn't expect that, because we didn't even put the main gate, like, and I had to suffer because I didn't follow the astrology. She didn't have to suffer because she slept elsewhere. That night she was not there. In fact, I woke up like in this thing. I remember that day or next day I woke up. Pakish Prabhu was just banging the door and waking me up. Prabhu, this is what happened. Like around 3 o'clock in the morning. So it happens. So we always have to be careful about the bad time, careful about how we have to deal with the situations and this thing. It will be devastating. That's it. It's not a normal thing. After that, if because of us one cow or calf, something happens to them, we will have to undergo so much of suffering. Because there is a great benefit in serving the cow. There is also great, great sorrow comes if we are not able to do. So I really went so many days of prashchitta, so many things we have done, and to pray Lord and do this. And somehow the things are not easy. What Scripture says, it is. And actually, one time I was asking that I went to different countries and came. What is the prashchitta? I asked one astrologer. He told that from morning to evening, you stay in the river till neck deep and you chant. I thought it's only one day I'll do it. He said, for whole year. I said, what kind of thing you are saying? How is it possible? Then I was reading 6th canto, very peaceful. Like it says, all other prashchittas, the highest thing is like, is the chanting the holy name of the Lord, nothing else is required. We do that. But at the same time, astrology is something we cannot take it for a ride. Sometimes devotees, when they are going back, that's what you chant, you force yourself to chant, force yourself to read Prabhupada books. But that is not possible. In such a state of mind, neither we will be able to chant, nor we will be able to do this thing. One devotee who wanted to actually die, every day he was posting Prabhupada quotes. I thought, oh, so wonderful, like he was doing this thing. But what is going in the heart, what is coming out, both were not matching. So don't neglect the astrology. We follow what the astrology says. At the same time, astrology cannot hamper our devotional service. So one time, some people say that you should go to Kalahasti and you should do this Khalsa Padosha, this thing and that thing. Sometimes they are too much into it, neglect everything and go. One time I was also thinking that, let me do something today because really it's bad time and some special thing I do. When I was going, one small girl was singing, looking at me. The song is sang, I immediately stopped going there. She was singing Rosheva Varura, Raghuvira, Raghuvara Minugina. Then it occurred to me, we have to go to the Lord for anything, not go. Of course, we do certain things, but ultimately our shelter is the Lord. We get carried away that let me do this, let me do that, let me do that. Then we find all kinds of pujas, all kinds of this thing, and only worshipping the devatas, worshipping the Navgranas, and finally we worship this thing. Forget. There should be a balance, and also we should not do it completely foolishly, knowing that there is a problem, and at the same time, we should not think that I'm a pure devotee, all these things don't affect, that's okay Prabhu, astrology is not matching, still I want to get married to this girl because astrology is fools, Prabhupada said that astrology is for fools, so we are devotees, we can do that. We cannot also go like that. There are many other instructions Prabhupada also told about astrology that one should follow the astrology many times. Only few cases he said, when to apply this, when to apply that, there is a calculated. This thing depends on our level of advancement in Krishna consciousness. We have to take the guidance of expert devotees and do that. That's all.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for reflecting. Well, yes, if astrology says that there is going to be a lot of sound in this room from 10 o'clock onwards, that means you can go and chant outside. Right? Why to discount that? No, I will sit here only and chant. With so much sound, how can you chant? Right? So use your astrology for choosing how to serve. In each situation, how to serve. Right? That is all is our quest, right? When I'm in difficulties, what is the best service I can do? You know that you're going to be in difficulties. Somebody is going to have more difficulties. Yes, you're going to get a horrible boss who will never allow you to go home. That is astrologically given as soon as you join a software company, right? So then what do? The best you can do, do your chanting, in the early morning, you have to get up more early, do your thing. So we have to adjust our life. But yes, all these things work. I personally have, if I get into the sharing how astrology has, I could see in my own life with the accuracy of day, not even accuracy of week or month, accuracy of day it worked. He said, from this day, this is going to happen. Exactly that day it happened. But does it mean my shelter is astrology? No. Right? Astrology is a map, but my destination is Krishna. Right? So that we should not forget. And at one point, when we are totally surrendered, we appreciate astrology, but we also don't forget our goal. Right? Astrology of once when somebody asked Prabhupada, astrology tells the future. Prabhupada also said, Prabhupada, I'm not remembering, somebody quoted this, that Prabhupada told, I know your future. Really? You know what is my future? Old age, death, and another birth. What more astrology you want? This is what it is, right? So that is also true. We also know our future. So, and the one who created this world itself is crying, right? The one, Krishna is the primary creator, secondary creator is Brahma, right? He is also crying after he created this world. What is it? Kshutru tridhatunena imamhur ardhyamana sitoshna vata varshe itara itarascha kamagnina achutarusha sudurvarena. Forget the last one. Urukrama sidate, he says at the end. He says, Urukrama means, oh great actor. So he's praising, oh great actor, what world you asked me to create. Everybody is only dying with thirst, hunger, Kshutru tridhatunena. Yeah, so many types of imbalances, Ayurvedic imbalances inside, Kapavata Pitta, right? Kamagnina achutarusha. Kamagni is killing everybody. I have created this great community. Everybody is suffering. What did you ask me to create? Why did I create this? I am not satisfied creating this. Brahma is complaining. And we are sitting here and complaining I have problems. Obviously we have problems. Right? Anyway, amidst of all these problems, I am very happy to be here among all of you today. I am very excited. Today whole day I will be with Prabhuji, and at least till evening. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Hari Premanande.
Let's thank Vinan Prabhu and Mataji coming all the way. Mataji, maybe you are coming here for first time, Mataji? Yes, she has never come here first time. Mataji here. Let's thank and express our heartfelt gratitude by chanting the holy names 3 times.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol.
Yes.
Hare Krishna,
Just small picture.
Just for the faithful